Okay, you got a live shot of outside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's working now.
22 seconds. All right.
Take two?
Take two.
Take two?
This may be a very long hour.
Or a very short one.
A very short one, yeah. We've been having internet issues since the second downpour.
It's pretty hard to do an internet show when you are having trouble with your
Don't got the internet. All right, well, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so we were on and then went off, but what was it? Was it an hour ago that we had that like second wave of the storm come through?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Ever since then, the internet's been on and off, on and off.
Tree down somewhere on some lines.
Could be. What's going on this weekend? Got big plans? Supposed to be cooler, but sunny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know.
No, I don't know. I had some.
Oh, you got your pool up last week.
Got our pool up
Congrats.
this past week, yeah.
Kids have been enjoying that?
Kids haven't gotten out of it yet, I don't think.
Wow, they're still there.
Yeah, I think they just slept there, some pool floaties, and just stayed there.
Wow. Cool.
I got in it once. It was very cold, but it was nice. It's not a big one, just a little one. Fits nicely. We got some new pool steps. The ladder that we got with it, it's a used pool, so the ladder was a little rickety, so we got some new pool steps.
You're a little rickety.
I am very rickety. But you know, I'm not a small person, so every time we buy something like that, we've got to look at the weight rating. So
Speaking of
weight rating of 300 pounds. So I'm like, okay, I'm good.
whoa, did you see that?
I did see that.
Electric. It's flickering in here. We may be in trouble.
It's gonna
We'll
get
be lucky to
spooky.
get this in, I think. We were watching, for some reason, I got in the mood to watch Splash the other night.
Oh yeah,
Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
great cast, right? Daryl Hannah.
yeah. Jeez, I haven't seen that in.
Wait,
forever.
listen, so it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but you know her bare butt scene?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
cut it.
Disney. No. Disney added some CG work to it
Oh, okay.
and extended the hair,
oh,
I guess. But I have it on DVD, so we watched it on DVD. But you're talking about how being tall and stuff. John Candy drives a Trans Am in it,
Yeah.
a red Trans Am, and it's just kind of funny. It's like he's a big guy,
Yeah.
You know, watching him get out of that little tiny Trans Am. I mean, it was hard for David Hasselhoff to get in and out of the Trans Am.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of censorship on Disney Plus, we watched Back to the Future. Somehow we watched 2 and 3. I don't know why we didn't watch 1.
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
But isn't it coming to Disney Plus?
No. Back to the Future is Universal.
Oh, okay. Didn't I hear that somebody was going to censor that? In 2, where
Yes,
he's got the
Bob Gales.
Ooh La La.
Bob Gale, one of the writer-producers, was interviewed and said that what happened was the studio gave Netflix a cut that had that fixed, but he went to Bob Zemeckis, who directed it and
Okay.
co-wrote it, and I think Bob Zemeckis called and said, "You can't alter our film. You can't just do that."
Yeah. Well, it wasn't altered. The one I
Oh,
watched.
it wasn't. So
No.
they haven't replaced it.
No.
Fascinating.
So, yeah.
So you watched Back to the Future?
Yeah, we watched 2 and 3. And I don't know if the kids watched 1 and I missed it or whatever, but they started playing 2 and I was just like,
How-
yeah, I'm going to sit down.
How would you rate that trilogy?
Best to worst or?
No, when it comes to trilogies out there,
Oh, I think it's excellent.
yeah. Bob Gale in interviews said if we knew there was going to be a sequel, because there's a couple years between
Right.
1 and 2, he said we never would have put the girl in the car. That way, those guys could have gone anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But they put the girl in the car, and it created, it's like now.
But it
she's-
made it really interesting.
But that's what I said.
Yeah.
It's really cool to go back to the first movie. I think,
Yeah.
and show a
You got to
different
think
angle.
fourth dimensionally.
Yeah, that's heavy, Doc.
Great Scott.
Why is things so heavy in the future? Do you know they just put on, I think it was in England. I'm not sure if it hit Broadway. A stage production of Back to the Future.
How did they do that?
Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis were part of
Really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You have to
That
look
would
at
be neat to see.
It just opened up, and they just had to shut it down when the coronavirus.
Oh,
So it wasn't on very long, but it looks like it would have been good.
hey, if they were involved, I'm sure they did it right. But it's a very good series. I mean, 2 and 3 were almost like one movie.
Well, they shot it as one movie.
Yeah, and it shows. Although 3 is, because 2 they jump around in time a good bit.
Yeah.
3 is basically 2 time jumps. The jump at the beginning, and then the jump at the end, and that's it. So it's mostly almost all set in the Old West. So it's a little bit different, but it's such a so good.
So what are you watching tonight?
I don't know. You got a suggestion for me?
Now I'm still trying to finish up Cheers.
Still trying to finish up Cheers. It is a marathon. It was what, like 11 seasons with
yeah.
like 26 episodes
Yeah,
each?
they put a lot of episodes in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think today your network's like 21, 22 episodes a season. That they were shooting 26 episodes a season.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. Where are you at?
Well, I think I told you a couple weeks ago. I started season 1.
Yeah.
And then didn't watch it for a while. I think we went on vacation, and so when I came back, the person who was staying at our house while we were gone was watching it. So I kind of picked up where he left off, which was season 5 or 6. So I think it's been like a solid, at least, well, maybe 6. I don't know if it was 7. Anyways, I picked up from there. So I'm not sure if once I get through 11, if I'm going to go back. I think I'd like to.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to start where somebody else. I'd have to go back, and I wouldn't have been.
But I'm so familiar with Cheers anyways that
Yeah.
it didn't. It's not like I said, "Oh, I don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that'll be tonight, but who knows? I'll check with the boss when we get home.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
I'm not sure what she'll be.
I really. It's one of those things where I go home and I think of all the things that I really probably should be doing instead of sitting down and watching TV. So.
Well, it's been one of those weeks for me, and I think probably for Amy too, where it's been kind of like nonstop. There's been stuff every night, and ready to kind of figure out what dinner's going to be, and just
Yeah.
that's it. I'll
Yeah.
check out.
I think about it and I think, how did we ever run kids to this and that and get anything done? Because it's like we're busy now, and our kids aren't in sports right now. They're just kind of at home all the time, and yet we're still busy. So I really don't. I don't know how we did it before.
Well, I'm anxious to go back and try to remember.
Yeah. You're ready to be done with this, aren't you?
I am. Well, listen, this is supposed to be happy hour, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
get into it because I covered a meeting last night that it was heartbreaking. The decision to close the pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was Oil City.
Most of the municipal pools are closing for the year.
The Mark's open in Meadville.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Franklin and Oil City are both closed.
I had Jim Becker was on this morning and talking about Connie Lake Park, and
Yeah.
Waldemere still trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, you got your pool up, so
I got my pool
Joe's
up.
going to be selling tickets to go to his pool
Yeah.
this summer.
You can't afford it, so don't bother coming.
Okay, good. Joe, will you have the pool passes for sale on your Facebook page?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that'd be great. So am I trying to reach out to Dan Stockwell? Dan Stockwell works for Lavery's.
Yeah.
Right. So-
Yeah, reach out to him. I texted him a little bit ago, and I didn't get an answer. So
Maybe
he's either super busy and can't do it, or
I wonder what they're doing over there. I wonder if they're open.
they are open.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh, you reached out last night. You did your homework.
I did.
It's more effort into this show than maybe since the beginning when I actually put the graphics together.
Yeah.
Put that. I'm not sure if we'll reach Dan or not. Dan was going to check in with us to see what was going on. Hey, he could be swamped.
He might be.
I mean, as swamped as you can get at half capacity.
Right. But if they staffed for half capacity, that's still swamped.
Is it?
Well, if you're, if 100% capacity, you have 4 waitresses on or wait staff on, and you only send 2 and you're at 50%, they're still just as busy, right?
If you've made it till today and you're thinking we're going to go out and have dinner someplace and you don't know what you're going to order, you've had 2 months to think about
Or even where to go.
or where to go.
Yeah. Where do you want to go for dinner? Well, I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
What sounds good? I don't know.
Usually when I say that, it's because everything sounds good. And I really should just say, everything sounds good. Just pick something and feed me.
I don't know. We haven't been here in 3 months. Pick someplace.
Is our local Chinese restaurant opening for... Because they opened for takeout. I wonder if they're open.
They were closed for a while, right? And
They were closed for a while.
And then they did the takeout thing. They had that little window set up, which
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
I wonder if they're open for
don't
buffet
know.
or if buffet is not a good thing.
I have no idea. I don't know. But we do have a phone call. We can go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
This is Lori Twitchell.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, Lori lives in Texas, and was it this past weekend experienced some major storms?
Oh, every day this week. We had tornadoes Sunday night. Monday we had storms. Tuesday we had egg and golf ball size hail. It's been almost every day this week.
Wow. That's not good. Hey, I listen. I do have to ask you something though.
Yeah.
In the midst of these storms, and I think it was when maybe there was a threat of a tornado to touch down like right around you.
Uh-huh.
You managed to get on your phone and go to Facebook to let everybody know.
Yeah.
Did
Yes, I did.
Was that helpful, do you think?
I had a lot of people in my neighborhood who were without power and for some reason couldn't connect to like our local news app.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So people were watching. We're a much bigger city than Titusville. I live in a city of 2 million people.
Yeah.
But
Brag a little bit.
our neighborhoods are really close. And I have a bunch of friends that were a couple streets over and such. And I also have a good friend who owns a roofing company down here. So it's been very nice because he keeps checking in. Are you all right? Do you need anything? So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Texas is really cool that way.
Yeah, no, that was really that was cool to see. I just, it's like, well, I've known you for a while, but it's like here's somebody who's taking care of folks in the midst of all this, being able to post something like that just to help others, and so good job.
Thank you.
What's the weather
I
like?
had to call in. You guys were talking about movies
Oh yes,
and TV,
yes.
since I know a little bit about that.
Tell us, because I don't know if a lot of people know what you've been up to.
I am a screenwriter for film and television, and I own a marketing company that works in film and television as well.
That's really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been very busy. I had two films go into theaters right before quarantine.
Oh,
On one of those, I did marketing and publicity. I didn't write either of them. But then on the other one, I managed the national theatrical release.
Wow.
So that was kind of cool. And then quarantine happened, and the nice thing about quarantine is that screenwriters are still working because people want stuff to film as soon as all of this is over. So I've gotten a couple of nibbles and just signed a contract for turning a book series into a television series for a production company out of Canada, actually.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So do they give you directions of what kind of screenplays they're looking for? Are they coming to you saying, write something about this pandemic, write something about being in lockdown?
Yeah, it happens all different ways. My business partner, who lives in Dallas, with a lot of people from Titusville, by the way. There's a lot of Titusvillians down here in Texas.
Oh yeah.
But my business partner is a producer, and so what he'll do is he'll hear from LA, and the networks send out something called mandates, and it tells you what types of shows that they're looking for, and then we create. I don't usually write something until we've gotten a nibble on it because I don't want to work without being paid. But we'll create the entire concept and put it together in what's called a pitch Bible with a synopsis, and here are the people who'd be working on it and that kind of thing. And you send it off to the network, and if they're interested, then they could say, we'll fund it, and we'll call it our original, like a Netflix original or a Lifetime original. But more people nowadays are acquiring. So they might say, we would pay $5 million for this, and then you take that to a bank, and that's your budget for the show.
So, Texas is not what I would think of when I think of movie making. Is there a healthy movie production area down there, or?
Yeah, I've been working in the film industry down here for 17 years, and all of my work has been in Texas.
Oh, wow.
I've only had to fly to LA a couple of times, and that's usually just for meetings, but we do all the production here.
Oh, you know what's weird about that is all of Joe's exes live in Texas. Oh wait, no, that's a sorry.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that song a few times since coming down here.
Yeah. Now, Lori's for 17 years has been trying to get the Morning Drill on network TV. There's no way that I was going to replace Matt Lauer or anything.
There you go.
Lori tried.
I kind of gave Luke his start long ago. You remember where we met?
Well, it was on a bus to Kennywood. You and Tom Marshall.
That's right.
Yeah, it was the Mix 99.3 FM Kennywood bus trip they took every summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I handed Luke the microphone. Because he was like joking and doing all this stuff up front, and I said, hey, you want to take the microphone, go for it. And I just handed it to him and told him to entertain the bus.
Lori went by the name Lori James, I believe.
I did.
Wow.
I did, long ago.
But she's a Titusville girl.
I am. I have a couple of shows and movie concepts about Titusville that I've been pitching around lately. There's a lot of stories there. I really want to come back there and film.
Well, let me know if you do. Lori and I have a fantastic idea. You probably hear that. How many times do you hear that?
You would be shocked. It's all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, constantly. And would you read my script? And can you make things happen for me? And, you know, it's awesome. But I'm not a bigwig in the industry. I just happen to be able to pay my bills that way. And I know some famous people. I mean, I have a lot of good famous connections after being on film sets and TV shows for a while.
What's something that people may be familiar with?
I had 2 clients at one point on the TV show Friday Night Lights.
Cool.
I worked with Kyle Chandler and Connie Britton. One of the things, Luke, I'm sure you know this because you follow my stuff, one of the things that I do is 10 minutes up the road from where I live is Brooke Army Medical Center. Mm-hmm. And I go out and help do events with wounded warriors and their families. And so, you know, in doing that, I became close friends with Peter Mayhew, who you might recognize from Star Wars. He played Chewbacca. He passed away not too long ago. But we do things like May the 4th be with you, and we bring out all the legit May the 4th 501st cosplayers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the professional ones, and we will fill the center with live full-sized versions that work of R2-D2 and the other droids, and just help them with kids. We do Superhero Day, and so I also bring movies and TV shows in here. I've worked with the TV show Chuck that was on NBC a few years ago.
That was one of my wife's favorite shows. We love that show.
Big Mike is literally one of my best friends. I can call him about any time.
Oh, that's cool.
He's been down here several times to do stuff for the troops. as I mentioned, Kyle Chandler. What I love about Kyle Chandler and Connie Britton was that we brought them in, and then a couple years later, she got cast in the film or in the TV show Nashville, which you probably heard
Oh
of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in, I think, the second or third season, she executive produced one of the episodes. I think she may have even written or directed it. And the entire thing was about going and visiting wounded warriors and helping their troops.
Oh, that's cool.
So excited about that. So yeah, I worked on ABC Family. One of the actors from Switched at Birth was one of my clients for a long time. Still a very good friend.
Based off the Joe Roddy story.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I've got a I've been around for a while and done quite a few things. It's been a lot of fun.
Any Christmas Hallmark movies?
My movie that I wrote that was picked up by Lionsgate didn't play on Hallmark because Hallmark has a really weird list of rules for what they require.
Yeah, like all the scripts have to be the same.
They do. The box is very, very small.
It's official.
She said it.
One of my best friends is one of the Hallmark writers. He's had 11 scripts produced and put on Hallmark. And we were both teaching screenwriting at a writers' conference in Los Angeles. And I sat in on his, he did a seminar about Hallmark movies. People wanted to know how to write them. And
It's not hard.
Just just write down everything they say when you're watching one, and just change.
the names.
Yeah.
It's insane. There are things like by page 36, this has to have happened.
Mm-hmm.
You will never see a divorced parent or mom on there. It's got to be people who are never married, haven't been married, not have kids. They're not allowed to be in a room alone together. That's why the walks are always in the park or on the street or in the city street, because they can't be alone in a room together. By 67, this has to happen. Now, interesting thing is that if you were to actually go back to 2015, any of the movies that aired on Hallmark, those Christmas movies, before 2015, was before Hallmark started playing the whole Christmas thing, like really building that up. Those movies have single moms, divorced parents. They were alone in the room together. Sometimes there was a little bit more physicality in them. But what Hallmark started doing that year was measuring the algorithm of which movies were getting picked up, and then that's how they progressively has made the boxes smaller and smaller and smaller, so that all the films now look the same, because they've taken the marketing and thrown it all into that one bucket and saying, this movie did this well, so we had to have done this, and this movie did this well. And they have their list of actors that you have to work with all the time. Danica McKellar, I worked with her in 2006 on Inspector Mom for Lifetime. We did a series where it was 2 movies a week and 10-hour-long webisodes.
I kid you not, Lori. We were flipping through. This was, I don't know, a couple years ago, and a movie. Maybe it was on Hallmark. I'm not sure. Danica McKellar steps out of a Mini Cooper, and I paused. I paused the TV, and I took a picture, and I looked at my wife, and I said, "This is awesome." And she's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "Winnie Cooper stepped out of a Mini Cooper." Yeah, it's the stupidest thing, but I was excited.
It made you happy.
I still have the picture on my phone.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
well, if you ever can find Inspector Mom, the house that she's in on that, since I was up there visiting the set, that's my first screen credit. I was marketing and publicity on that one.
Oh, that's cool.
The house that they filmed in, they let me stay there when I was staying on set, because it's about a 6-hour drive from here.
Wow.
So I went up there, and obviously the director and the producer are a friend. They're like, go ahead, go sleep in the bedroom up there and stuff. So it's really wild to see like the place that I
just
stayed,
make the bed before we shoot. So don't you think that
you had a question? Yeah.
What? Don't you think that that's their thinking of just marketing to the same thing that everybody likes? Don't you think that that's kind of going to ruin their long-term success? I mean, that seems to me to be short-term thinking. and that
I
eventually people
yeah,
will
I
get
see
bored
the
with
trend,
it and want
and
something new.
I am watching it curiously, but the problem is that their numbers are growing
No.
and growing and growing and growing,
So
and
people don't want
But
new; they want to see
it's
the
why
same thing over
it's
and
why
over again.
Pizza Hut doesn't change their recipe.
Yeah,
right,
It's people.
it's safe.
It's safe.
That,
yeah.
That's the thing. You know when you are sitting down, you never have to worry about covering your kid's eyes. You never have to worry about what's going to be on there. And the reality is that last season, from October all the way through January, they were the number one network.
wow.
And their numbers kept going. They own that space. So,
Wait till you see
it's
what we're
growing and
launching
growing.
this Christmas.
Yeah, because they're kind of milking it. Aren't they doing Christmas in quarantine?
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
they're doing all their stuff.
I stopped watching after. I don't know what was it called. Something at Reindeer Ranch. Or Reindeer Lodge. Romance at Reindeer Lodge. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, exactly. But I have a movie out there. Like I said, it didn't make it onto to Hallmark, but it's called A Horse Tale, and I am the sole writer on that one. That's my sole credit. It was picked up and distributed by Lionsgate. You can see it on Amazon. It's got something
that's
like
cool.
500 reviews on Vudu, and people like it. It's sitting at 4 stars.
Wow.
And the way that one came about is that a saleswoman from the U.S. went to the European film market, and they all said that they were looking for a ranch in America at Christmas time, so they could have horses. And they had a 1-paragraph definition of what they were looking for, and they said they would buy it today if we had it. And this woman came back and she contacted my business partner. They called me like January 6th, and I had an entire script finished by the end of January. We shot in March, and we were the first one of the horse movies that came out. Now, if you look, you can see on Netflix and all the family things, there's like all of these horse movies, because all of those buyers in Europe told everybody the exact same thing. So everybody came rushing back here to make the movie. So you see mine out there. The cover looks the same. We were the first one to be out there, but all the new covers and all the new, they're all almost the same story. You know, troubled kid goes to a ranch, gets kind of fixed and healed, and the dad falls in love. You know, I mean, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But you know, thankfully we got it out there first, and it's still a huge hit in Europe. They've repackaged it several times and
Oh, that's
put
cool.
it under different names.
Hey, Lori, thanks so much for joining us. Join us again in a couple weeks. We'd love to hear from you.
Sure. I just thought I'd have some fun. I hope you guys have a good Friday evening.
Thank you. From Texas.
Wow.
Right.
Thanks, Lori.
All right.
All
Bye.
right, bye. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was. Boy, another celebrity. We're just pulling them in, man.
Left and right. Speaking of celebrities, Crawford County Commissioner Eric Henry. Watching again this evening.
Yeah.
He's been
As they're
excited
getting
about
ready
this
for,
day.
getting ready for
green phase.
elections.
Oh, yeah. Eric Henry just, he just messaged me. He took his blue pill for the election.
Oh, okay.
It helps his election out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think
That's
there's a
not-
letter wrong.
Oh, there's a wrong letter? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, you're a funny guy.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm happy now to know that officially those Hallmark movies are all the same.
Yes, they are all literally the same.
They are. Just change the names. I almost walked her through like she doesn't know. I mean, she does know how that's set up. But I didn't ask her what she was going to watch this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we should have.
So,
Jeez, we're terrible hosts.
Oh, you're waiting to kind of get home and figure
Yeah,
it out.
I
What are you drinking tonight? You gonna do anything?
No.
Sit back, relax. Oh, you know what? I think we missed Dan. We're gonna reach out to Dan Stockwell. Dan is he works over at Lavery's, and see if we can get a hold of Dan. And see if they're excited and ready to go. He might be a little too busy right now.
He might be.
He did call back and I missed it.
Oh, man. We'll try again. So busy with people calling in. You just
Yeah,
can't
anybody
even
want to
squeeze
join
them all
us?
in.
814-775-0984. You can join the chat with Joe. He's in the chat room.
Yeah, Chris Feely's in there. Dan Hasbrook. Like we said, Eric Henry. Ginger McCann. So
Did I see,
let us know what you're drinking or what you're watching or what you're doing.
did you see? Let me see what I did with it. Oh, there's all these services, subscription services you can get. You've been talking a lot about like the Netflix and
Yeah.
those, but there's services where you can subscribe and they'll send you clothes,
Yeah.
wine.
Wine,
Wine's been one.
beer.
Well,
Yeah.
There's beer. Beer of the Month Club.
Yeah.
Top quality beers every time, they say.
Yeah.
And that, if you go to beerofthemonthclub.com, that starts out at $29.95. And the membership terms range from 2 to 12 months. So if you like beer, maybe that's something you test out. Are you into like the craft beer stuff?
No. No.
You-
If I drink a beer, it's a boring old Miller Lite, and that's pretty rare. No, I'm not. I don't know the difference between a Pilsner and an ale and a
So you're like the
whatever,
Hallmark
IPA.
movie. You want the same thing over and
do.
over.
I do. I'm sorry.
Let's
No,
see.
it's one of those things I don't like the taste of them, and so I've never really gotten into what they all are and how they're different, and it's never been something that's really appealed to me.
There's another one, craftbeerclub.com.
Yep.
Craftbeerclub.com. $43 for that membership. Let's see.
Reserve Bar,
Okay.
but that's more for fancy top shelf alcohol.
Gotcha.
But that one's nice. You can engrave bottles.
Lauren agrees with you. I love cheap canned beer. Miller Lite it is.
Yep. So yeah, you can actually engrave the bottles and have them sent to you. So that's one. We talked about a couple of these before. Flaviar. That's for whiskey. So if you're a whiskey guy, it's about $32 a month. You'll receive a tasting box that contains 3 vials of spirits, as well as a full-size bottle of whatever you like.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just missed Dan's call again. I'm going to put this window up right here so I don't...
Call him right back.
I did. Like 2 minutes ago.
jeez.
Yeah, I went on to that story about craft beer.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. And then there's one that the ladies might like. It's called Wink, W-I-N-C. Whites.
And why would they like it, Joe?
Whites, reds, rosés, and champagne. It's all about wine. So if your lady likes wine, that could be one to sign her up for. They ask your taste preference, so you can have a couple of your favorites sent to your door every month. So
I guess I'm a little surprised with wine drinkers. It's like some people like, sweet wine.
yeah,
Some people like dry
some
wine.
people like
It's very
dry. Yeah,
strange that there's
Yep.
there's not a mix. And maybe there is, but like the people I know, it's like, nope, I can only drink dry. Nope, I can only drink.
yeah. Well, and the wine drinkers will say that if you really are drinking wine, you're drinking the dry wines. The sweet wines are garbage. My wife and I went to a winery up on the Finger Lakes, and they had a wine tasting, so we were tasting wines, and they start at the top, the real expensive stuff, the dry stuff, and we got to the bottom. It's like, oh, this is really good stuff. This is the sweet, cheap
grape
bottles.
juice.
Yeah, that's grape
what I
juice
like.
that sat out a little too long.
Yeah.
Just take it.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Somebody I can't remember.
I like sweet drinks. Obviously, I always drink Mountain Dew Code Red. I like
somebody
sweet stuff.
brought something I was at had like a real expensive dry wine with them, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta try this. This is like the top stuff." I'm like, "Oh, that's really dry."
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like you in that regard. Give me the cheap, sweet tasting wine, and I don't really drink a lot of wine.
Yeah.
Although a couple weeks ago, from Mother's Day weekend, we did that little trip to Sheffield.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a winery there, Allegheny Cellars, and they have Bigfoot wine. And
Bigfoot wine,
Bigfoot, yeah, Bigfoot wine, and it's really it's sweet,
Yeah.
and it was good.
Good.
So
So yeah, if you get started on Wink, they start to ask you, how do you take your coffee? So they, how salty do you like your food? What are your thoughts on citrus?
and that picks the wine.
Do you enjoy earthy flavors like mushrooms?
Ooh, for wine.
How do you feel about berries? Do you prefer red or white? And then it gives you recommendations. So buy 4 bottles, get $20 off.
Yeah, how much are the bottles?
I don't know. They don't tell you that until you put your credit card information in.
Hold off on that one.
Yeah.
Father's Day's coming up, Joe. A couple weeks.
Yeah, it is.
Is that about it?
What are you asking for?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
I don't ask for anything for Father's Day.
No?
No.
Why not?
Just time with the family.
Yeah.
Which we've already done that for 2 months, so.
Yeah.
No, how about you? Is there anything that...
No.
What? Now, okay, so you said this this was what, a month ago before Mother's Day. You said your wife, she wanted to have a day just for her, right?
Yeah.
Where she was going to watch what she wanted to do.
Yep.
Would you be able to get away with that if you said, you know what?
Yes.
Oh, really?
If I said, and that's the one thing that I would maybe do is pull the Father's Day card and be like, no, I'm watching something. Get out. Or you can sit here and watch it with me.
Or I want to
I'm
be in
watching.
this room or in this space by myself. Leave
Yeah.
me alone.
I could pull the Father's Day card and I could get away with that. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You couldn't?
No, well, I don't think I could do that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. My wife would be like, yeah, it's Father's Day and
Sure, honey.
you
if that's
bend
what
over
you want.
backwards for us. So go ahead.
Huh.
But tomorrow.
Not so this year. You're not going to get. Hey, it's Father's Day. It'd be great for you to finish up this kitchen for us.
No.
You will you have it done by then?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
You got a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be close. The countertops might not be in by then, because I don't know how long it's going to take to cut those. So
Time away from.
Yeah.
Here's Commissioner
Coming-
Henry.
coming
Chris
from-
Feely drinks fruity drinks.
jeez.
Time away from the family. That's Chris's response. Strobe light bottles.
Yeah, that's coming from a guy that's not a father. He doesn't get a say.
Hey, you spent a lot of time in school. I would say that he's
Oh
been
yeah,
a father
you're right.
figure
He's
to
he's
a lot
probably
of
a
kids.
father figure to a lot of kids.
Defend Chris there.
We decided
How
to
about
get,
all those? How about the football players that he'd let play in his side yard?
Oh yeah, you're right. Kelly was asking what kind of countertops did we get, and we actually got granite. We weren't going to get granite because I felt like granite's kind of played out, and I don't like how most of it looks. But we found a chunk of granite that has a really nice pattern to it. It's not all veiny like granite can be. It's just a simple pattern.
Grainy or veiny?
Veiny.
Veiny.
They have like veins
Yeah.
in them. And I don't like that. I think it looks weird.
Which is why you don't wear shorts in the summertime until you get a tan because of the veins.
I wear shorts all the time. I wear shorts in the middle of winter. I love shorts.
Veiny.
Yeah, but so we were gonna go with quartz because it's a manufactured product and you can get it with just a pattern.
Okay.
But we couldn't find one that we liked, and we found a piece of granite that we really liked, so that's what we did.
Okay, that's cool. Well, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
So it's ordered, or do you have to?
Ordered and deposit down, but they can't. What they do is once your cabinets are in place, they come out and make templates, and then they cut the granite to fit. So the cabinets aren't all installed. So hopefully middle of next week or so, the cabinets will be installed, and they can come out and template and go make them.
Are you building those from scratch?
The cabinets?
Yeah.
No, goodness no. I ordered them from a dealer. He got them and they come flat packed, and he put them together, and then I get them installed.
With everything kind of, with things getting canceled this summer, this might be one of those like stay at home, discover your own backyard, staycation
years.
type
Yeah.
summers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know, the mom and pop hardware stores, the big box stores, they've been busy. People doing home improvement projects.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to continue throughout the summer,
I
or
do.
people are just going to
Yeah.
say, you know what, let's just work around the house?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of painting's been going on. I think that'll continue. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, even if we're allowed to go places, where are you going to go? You can't go to amusement parks because they're not open yet. Maybe go to a park, do some swimming on a beach, maybe if those open up. Hike through a park, but that's about it. So, not like we're gonna go somewhere for a week and stay. It'd probably be more day trips, and let's work on the Florida. You're always going to Florida, Nathan. But yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna keep working on the house.
Just do things around. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still got a list, don't you?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so...
Did you get enough done? Presuming that you got enough done to host the concert on Monday.
You want to see? You want to see some of it?
Sure.
So Monday night.
As long as you don't miss another call from Dan.
No, we're good. So Monday night. Yeah, it was Monday. Memorial Day was Monday.
Memorial Day, yeah.
We're so excited. We spent all weekend getting the yard ready to go. We're gonna have every couple weeks on Mondays we've been doing these Monday night concerts. So we thought, well, it's Memorial Day. Let's do a concert and cookout. So it started in the backyard, and I thought it was looking pretty good, and everybody was having fun. And then the rain hit. Here's how it started, and then we had to move to the porch.
Well, I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. Oh, wanna own me too. Wanna show you the one. She's a friend of mine. Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your wheels drive you crazy. I know why you still care. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place
Cleaned the pond out and everything.
Take it easy.
Yeah. So we went from that to I think we got about a half hour into that, and it poured. It poured.
Yeah, it rained really hard.
So I think within.
So looks like you had multiple cameras set up, and you were all.
Oh yeah. No, equipment got wet. So then, then we moved to the side porch because it still was raining.
Rain
We made it work.
Yeah. Appropriate song.
Yeah. Nathaniel Lick, Joe Thompson, Gary Bickerstaff, Anna Lenort. Good times.
Good times.
So that was Monday night. But
So are the concerts going to continue, or do you have a plan for those, or?
You know what, Nathaniel and I were talking. I think the goal is to continue doing some concerts. You know what, you were talking amusement parks, closing, everything with the fairs and festivals up in the air. Golf outings have been moved or altered, and I think this is just going to be one of those summers where, it's working around the house, it's doing things around here, and it's, I think, doing programming like that will continue, and it's been extremely successful. So we're going to.
So does that mean we're not canceled yet? This show?
Well, now here's the thing. I don't know. Well, no. I mean, as much
I'm
as we
frazzing
can.
you.
As much as we
Calm
can.
down.
Yeah, no. As much as we can, because starting the end of June, we're going to be doing a Taste of Talent vocal competition in Franklin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we'll be a part of that. They've been doing that for years, and that's been a lot of fun. So we're going to be doing that. But no, I think we're doing concerts, different kinds of concerts, and
Cool. Now,
some
will
other
that
things.
will that air? Where will that air? Will that air on the local cable?
Oh, right here on Stream TV
Okay.
online. Some of the stuff may end up.
Okay. Cool.
We'll see. I think still we talked about at the top of the show here, the green phase. What does that mean? And what are those parameters? And I think that's why, again, some people have not opened up yet. We just got an email where we both sit on the Titusville YMCA,
Yeah.
and it might be next Friday before they
Yeah.
look to open.
Which is kind of in line with what otherwise are doing.
Yeah.
Meadville opened today, but Oil City's not till next. Or is it Franklin's not till next week? Oil City's sometime next week.
People, I mean, the guidelines, there's still a lot of questions, and I think people just want to make sure they know. And hey, the Oil City Council meeting last night, it was an hour discussion on the pool.
Yeah.
And, it comes down to, it's not law, it's not this, it's not that. These are guidelines.
Yeah.
These are suggestions. But the question becomes, if you don't do what's suggested,
What repercussions are you going to have?
absolutely, even though nobody's saying that you can or can't do something.
Yeah. And I think restaurants are feeling that too. Restaurants and bars. They don't want to, they have licenses. And it might be a recommendation that you do these things, but if the Department of Health comes in and says, well, why aren't you social distancing?
Right.
Are they going to pull your license? Or same thing, liquor control. Are they going to come in and say, you got too many people in here and you're getting fined?
Well, again, people
So-
are trying to be cautious. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
My wife and I had this discussion this morning on the show about that, right? The guidelines. It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
The Pirates Code. They're more like guidelines.
Guidelines. That was pretty funny. They're more like guidelines.
It's more like guidelines. But that's where I would be. They're guidelines.
Yeah.
They're not saying you can't do it.
Right. And I, we live in a little alcove around here where we seem to be forgotten. So it's like,
Well,
you look around, who's going to bust me? What's
listen,
what's going to
we're
happen?
fortunate to be where we are, where we're able to go out and hit a trail or go on the waterways.
We
and
are.
we can get out, we can explore, we
Yeah.
can. I don't know. There's still so many things where I say, well, this is allowed, but this isn't, and a lot of people have those
Right,
questions,
right.
right? What, you're allowing this to take place, but you can't do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And I get it. There's a lot of things people are taking on, minute by minute.
Yeah.
So
So,
down
so
the
use
road,
some
you
common
can look
sense
back and say, okay, what
Yeah.
did we do right? What did we do wrong?
Yeah.
And let's
And as long as you're
rethink this.
using common sense and doing what you can to protect others and do what you think is right, then should be fine.
That's where I struggle with myself, Joe.
Yes. You shouldn't use your better judgment. Just ask your
Exactly.
wife. Just ask
No,
your
don't
wife.
ask her
She'll tell
either.
you what to do.
I don't ask her either. Anyways, you know the other thing I've been noticing, like all these websites, things to do. How are people dating today? We don't know this. How do you meet anybody?
You don't. Didn't you see the Philadelphia? This was it Philadelphia? I think it was Philadelphia. That there's some group that's planning a giant orgy for when they're allowed to get back to normal. Just because it's like the world's longest dry spell. So no, I don't. I think people aren't, or they're doing it virtually.
You can't take
Meet
somebody
up
out
over-
on a date.
meet up- no,
Well, you
meet
can
up over
now.
Zoom.
Today you can.
Today you can. If you're in green.
Yeah, but did you see yellow now? What did they say? If you are in yellow, you can. If you're a restaurant, you can open up
Oh, I didn't see
or
that.
something like that. I don't know. Don't
Like you
listen
said,
to us.
like
Go,
you said,
go
it
to the
changes
site.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could be back to normal next week. I don't know. You never know.
I'm just encouraged that in Pennsylvania a lot of us went to yellow, and the number of cases didn't all of a sudden spike. So that's how we were able to go to green, and as long as things keep, we have. It appears as though we may have flattened that curve.
The curve was flattened a while ago. That's the other frustrating thing. Hey, we're only doing this till we flatten the curve. Okay, now the curve's been flattened. Now Wolf is saying what? Oh, we shouldn't go back to normal until we get a cure for this thing. What?
Yeah,
That's not happening.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
yeah, that's not happening.
Okay. Well, Joe, I hate to end it on that note.
Well, call Dan back.
Oh, gosh. I was reading through some of the comments.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's all right.
No, I just saw one. Oh, I don't even know if we should share it.
What?
Deanna.
Oh. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I agree with Christine. The people around here have. Chris is right on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been here. But we can get into that later.
Yeah. End on a happy
But
note.
not on this show. This is happy hour.
That's right. End on a happy note.
Yeah. So you end it for us, Joe. What's what are you happy about?
It's Friday.
Press now. It's Friday.
Friday. 2 days off. I got a pool.
Hey,
I gotta mow the
we go to
yard.
like 3-day weekends now?
I would
Maybe
love to have a
this
3-day
would help me
weekend
with
every-
that cause. 3-day weekends. Get so much done.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Who was it that was it New Zealand that was talking about going to like a 4-day week after the
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Justin that. There was somebody that said once we go back to normal, we should not go back to a 5-day week. We should go to 4. But that would be nice.
Coming from the guy that works one,
Yeah.
I say that with love.
Yeah, I know you do.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Next weekend or next Friday, we will not be here. Hopefully, we'll be doing graduation, weather permitting. So that'll be kind of exciting and unique for those graduates at Titusville Airport, practicing social distancing.
Are they? So have we figured out? Are they getting out of the cars?
I don't think so. I think they pull up,
Like a drive-through graduation.
drive through, but at the airport,
It's
planes and stuff.
You can get married at a drive-through. You can get your diploma at a drive-through. I mean, that's the American way.
Did you get married in Vegas?
No.
No. Okay.
My wife wanted to.
So was it Roy who passed away a couple weeks ago
Yeah,
from coronavirus?
yeah,
From
that's right.
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah.
They had that big act in Vegas. And there's a comedian, and I'm not going to say it word for word. He swears in it, and this is a family show. But he was just talking about, people got mad about the Tigers, but did you ever think about what what the Tiger was thinking. You know, Vegas, bright lights, these two guys, flashy clothes. You know, the Tiger's probably looking at the other Tiger going, you know what? This crap ends tonight. See ya.
And that's how we sign off.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
You too.